For updates on sports stories across the globe, Abi Iyomon joins us. Good morning, Abi.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. And good morning, Dr. Abati. Nice to see all three of you today. Nice one in the world of sports where we had the UEFA Champions League take place last night. That's the first day of round 2 of the Champions League. And Victor Boniface, the Nigerian forward for Bayer Leverkusen, was in action, getting the only goal for Bayer Leverkusen against AC Milan, the club that also has Samuel Chukwueze. It was a good game for him. He had a goal cancelled, and in the 51st minute, that's after the break, he got in the goal. Good match for him, splendid win for him, as well as we've seen Leverkusen having 2 wins in 2 games. And we also had Karim Adeyemi getting 3 goals in the first half, although that win was ruined with his injury. Other matches went on with Arsenal shining at the Emirates, getting a 2-0 win against PSG, where you saw a dominant Bukayo Saka getting a goal a free kick goal. The last time Arsenal got a free kick goal was in 2020. Thierry Henry did that. Barcelona 5-0 against Young Boys. We also saw Dortmund to 7-1 victory against Celtic. So many matches went on. Sparta Prague played a 1-0 draw in their game as well. And we'll move away from the results and go to the fixtures of matches that will be played today. 9 matches once more will be played today in the UEFA Champions League. As we see, so many teams jostle for points. We'll have Girona take on Feyenoord. Shakhtar will take on Atlanta. There's Benfica against Atletico Madrid. Leipzig take on Juventus. Lille will host Real Madrid, who have a bonus news with Kylian Mbappe. Liverpool take on Bologna, and Storms Graz take on Club Brugge. And to move away from that to the Premier League, we know that during the weekend we had Bruno Fernandes giving a straight red card against Tottenham in their 3-0 loss. Now that decision has been overturned. It means he will not miss the next 3 games for Manchester United. So it's going to be a very big loss for them, considering the hitches they've been having this season. But this brings back to the lack of consistency in the refereeing in the Premier League. Chris Kavanagh made a call that so many raised their eyebrows about, but nicely it has been told of because his intention wasn't to actually hurt the player. He slipped before that contact. And now to the NBA. Well, on Monday, the world of sports was thrown into mourning, and Africa at large, by the death of Dikembe Mutombo, and tributes have continued to pour in for the player who put Africa on the map, one of the best defensive players, the players with the second defensive shots records after Olajuwon. He was also an 8-time NBA All-Star. He was known especially for wagging his finger anytime he stopped a shot from his opponent. He just set Africa on a good light after he retired in 2009 with a career that spanned 18 years from 1991 to 2009. He was a humanitarian who built hospitals in his country and even courts in basketball just to ensure that sports grew in Congo, that's Kinshasa, where he was from. And so many have kept on speaking on him. We had Masai Ujiri, the vice chairman of Toronto Raptors, and Thierry Henry, football legend, coming out to pay their tributes to him. Let's take a listen.
He did so much for us, for the continent of Africa, for his people. I went to Dikembe Mutombo's hospital, and in Dikembe Mutombo's hospital in Kinshasa, you go to that hospital and it doesn't even smell like a hospital. You don't understand that I grew up in hospitals. That's how much pride this guy had. That's how much pride he had in doing good for his people.
What I wanted to say is that I never met someone like that. His heart was larger than life, shall I say, and the human being was better than the player. He got voted 4 times Defensive Player of the Year. great human being.
Well, that's a sad loss for Africa, as he died at 58 from brain cancer. Sad loss for him. May his soul rest in peace, a legend who put Africa on the map. And away from that to boxing, where Anthony Joshua has dropped down the WBO rankings by 6 rank places to 7th. He was first when he went into the fight against Dubois, but that loss where he was knocked out ensure that he stepped down. Now we have topping the rank Tyson Fury. We also have Dubois there, and remaining the undisputed champion is Alexander Usyk. Now there are talks of him having a rematch with Dubois come December. We'll see how that pans out for Joshua, who's come under fire for his performances in recent times, and how he should retire. But he is saying there's no stopping him, despite this drop in places. And finally, from me, we have Toby Amuson last night released the teaser to her homecoming documentary. The world record holder, the current Commonwealth Games champion, the current African Games champion, released this documentary, which 2 minutes, 15 seconds, highlighting her Oregon win, also highlighting some of her dark times, especially last year in 2023, where she was provisionally suspended due to missing out of test competitions. She highlights her struggles as well as her successes in football, athletics, and this documentary will be released sometime early next year. We anticipate what she has to bring to us. Well, that's all from me on Sports Day.
All right, thank you so much, AB. I mean, what else a fitting tribute can we do to Dikembe Mutombo by doing this? Not in my house. Great guy, humanitarian, legend, I must say. A man that has a heart for the people. Built a Bambi Mari Mutombo Hospital in honor of his mom outside of Kinshasa. Put up $15 million of his money. In fact, he broke ground with a period of about $3 million. That hospital is not only for the people in Congo. In fact, it was the first major hospital built in the last 45 years in Congo when it was built. And it also catered for the health care for people from Cameroon and all of that. In most of those areas, I mean, the Congo area and all of that, it was one of the first hospitals to have a CT scan to be able to examine people. It was built on over 20 acres of land. But he didn't stop there. He also went ahead to build the Samuel Mutombo Institute, which is for advancement of science and learning, which is also like a place for scholarship for children to be able to learn about science and learn about the future. That's the kind of heart. He was successful in the NBA, one of the great blockers of all time. I mean, it was only once the great Michael Jordan could do a dunk on him. I remember that famous video when Michael Jordan did that dunk on him. Michael Jordan did this to him. So it shows you the spirit he carries. He wasn't just inspirational, he inspired a lot of people, dragged people along, and that's why the NBA is in mourning for this Hall of Famer. You can see Masai Ujiri. If you played that video to the end, Masai was crying. He helped a lot of people. And that's the kind of heart. We must all emulate that kindness in the heart of Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, such was his impact that his shirt, number 55, was retired in 2015. The first time his battle with brain cancer was announced was in 2022. And at the time, the NBA had said that his family should be given privacy, but he was in the best of care and in the hands of very capable and competent doctors. Unfortunately, 2 years down the line, he's lost the battle, but won in life, I must say. Beyond his philanthropy with regards to the hospital he built, he was very passionate about his home country, Congo. He was born in Kinshasa and moved to the United States of America at the age of 21 to play pro basketball. And he was in the all-time NBA players for 8 years. Eight times he was there. But he also paid for kits and expenses for his women's football, basketball team to the Olympics in 1996. So he was very passionate, despite the fact that he made, quite a lot of money and got fame in the United States of America. He didn't forget his roots, and he continued to, to remember at the time his country, which was, still ravaged by war and the effects of war, and still gave back consistently. May his soul rest in peace. He deserves all the accolades and honors he's receiving, and perhaps it will just be an inspiration to other footballing stars, especially those who've migrated for sports, that they should remember home And at the end of the day, what matters is not just the achievements in the field of play, but also how much impact you've been able to have on the lives of people and your country. May he so rest in peace.
Well, Mutombo has been appropriately praised by former presidents, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and also Vincent Kompany, the Bayern Munich coach. And they have all described him as a man with a heart of gold. President Clinton says, look, this is a man that dedicated his life to serving others anywhere in the world. Vincent Kompany says he's a legend of the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that he left in 1987 to go and study medicine at Georgetown University in the United States, but then decided, to pursue his dream as a basketballer. And he played basketball for 18 years before retiring, from that game. And in October 2022, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. But before then, he had been a New York Hall of Famer. He had been 8-time NBA All-Star champion. And he had won so many awards, either with the Houston Rockets or the Hawks or the New Jersey Nets or, all the other clubs that he was engaged with. He will be sorely missed, not just for his distinction on the field of play, but also the work that he did off the field of play. Now, beyond that, in still talking about basketball, the NBA season this year begins on October 22. And one of the most exciting stories coming out of there is the prospect of LeBron James playing alongside, in this season, his son, Bronny, 19. And he says, and many parents will understand that it gives him pure joy to be, in the same NBA season playing alongside his own son. Finally, Arsenal played the PSG yesterday. It was seen as the battle of the heavyweights, but Arsenal seems to have done much better, scoring 2 goals in the first half, and then, of course, PSG looks like they are suffering from a post-Kylian Mbappe crisis, and all the greats having left them, including Lionel Messi and all their stars. Dembele was not allowed to play because Luis Enrique said he was rude, and that no player is bigger than the team. Perhaps if Dembele had been there, perhaps it would have been a better outcome. And perhaps Tottenham, if the injured man in Manchester United was not Ferdinand, right? If he was on the field of, well, that's another story entirely. But let's see how it goes. We'll take a short break now. Thank you, Ebi.